Hello and welcome back to another video here, everyone. Today I'm on location here at one of Ohio's newest state parks. It is called GreatCouncilStatePark. And this is a very historically significant area, the land that it's on, because it is near the birthplace of Tecumseh in Old Town, Ohio. And the Shawnee Indians and many other Native American and indigenous tribes lived here in the village of Old Town, that is. So in modern day here terms, it is not too much going on. It's mostly rural Ohio agricultural land, but they do have this very gorgeous prairie and native grassland habitat that's behind the interpretive center. In that location, that building is like very, very cool. It's very nicely interpretive signage and everything inside, very cool, like three-dimensional displays, and that really helps to engage all the senses. You can even have a two-finger touch on like the fish and like a pool, and it tells you more descriptions and what about the fish that is. So very cool to have that. But yeah, a very good interpretive center there. Talks more about the site and why it's so significant, of course, and really cool to, of course, check out. It's free and open to the public for select hours, of course. And then, to my surprise, when I scouted this location recently, is that there is some trail actually behind the interpretive center, like I mentioned. It's pretty much less than a mile or so. It's not too much to it. And there's just two named trails, the Blackfish Trail, which I'm on here right now, that takes you away from the center. And then the Tecumseh Preserve Trail, which, being a preserve, at least that area, you can't allow dogs to walk on because of the sensitive habitat. And that'll pretty much back us up on that preserve trail to the Little Miami River, which has a nice little rock, nice little like sitting area that's very calm and tranquil, I think, right by the river. And so that's pretty much it for this location. I'm excited to share it with you guys just because it is a timely and a new location. And this is only my second visit and my first time really taking the camera with me here. And today I'm going to be probably focusing on some wildflower photography. May do some stuff that's more of like a wider angle landscape of the wildflowers in the prairie here. I might do a little bit of macro, might do some like smaller telephoto stuff or anything in between there really. So I'm kind of just scouting around for today's particular visit and just seeing the best patches and blooms here. And then we'll see if we can pretty much get anything. So let's go ahead and get started here on the trail for the Blackfish Trail. Alright, so I wanted to talk a bit more about the actual plants here that I'm actually seeing here and showing you some more visual representation of them, I guess, instead of just talking about them simply. So as you can see right over here, this looks like some type of Rudbeckia flower, or like a type of black-eyed Susan here with just the delicate yellow petals and of course the head of the flower, which acts almost as a launching pad or a target into the flower for pollinating insects and butterflies and all that sort. These are very dried and withered away, as you can tell, but still some seed, the heads of them. But these are a yellow coneflower, basically. Very narrow, they can grow pretty tall. There's a better, looks like assortment, a cluster of them back there. And then these must be, it looks like from just gathering the size and the shape of it, looks like some type of thistle, and these are like the seeds that can get dispersed like right now in the wind. I let go of it like that, and sometimes birds, if they land on them or they get caught on things, very wispy and feathery. It kind of feels like almost like dog hair or something like that, but these little seeds here actually will disperse and grow in other places. So that's basically a way that a lot of plants can propagate and be grown and cultivate elsewhere, both kind of like naturally speaking, I guess, but these are just like basically the seed heads of it. So looks like past their prime. Usually they're more pink or purple, which is, it's kind of interesting to see that, especially like with these black-eyed Susan flowers right here. You can see they're very dried up, which is kind of just interesting to note since it's the middle of summer right now, but maybe the conditions are just perhaps too dry for them, and they haven't, it has been a pretty dry summer, so maybe that's playing a factor into it too. And you see right here, this looks like some kind of pea or a clover type plant there too. So it may look overall pretty green, but you can definitely see some variety when you look more closely, and more color at least. And then this one, I really like this one, is wild bergamot, which obviously the leaves can be crushed and used for tea, you know, and other various ailments and things to help out with, you know, holistic health in the body. So pretty cool. I did see some butterfly milkweed or butterfly weed up there. I'm hoping to see some more back here. And in my previous scouting visit, I did see some just regular like milkweed, that is, like the very kind of pinkish purple magenta colored milkweed. So I'd like to get some photographs of that, and better yet, if I can, hopefully even get some images of the butterflies, of course, landing on them. So far I've seen, looks like a sulfur, type of sulfur, that is, very small and kind of like a pale creamy yellow color. And I don't know which one in particular though, unfortunately. I have seen, I think, a swallowtail or two flying around. And then even in this barn behind me here, you know, that one there, you can even hear and see a bunch of swallows coming out of the barn itself, and like a little slit in the door over there. And so that's pretty neat to witness that, I guess. Probably barn swallows, as they're aptly named, of course. So pretty cool. Yeah, a lot of things going on. Some red-winged blackbirds I can hear in the distance here. Overall, just, you know, just besides the kind of distant, but I can still see it visibly from here, highway or state route traffic. It's by and large a really quiet and peaceful area out here. Even just heard an eastern towhee over in, looks like the tree line behind me here, over here. So, and as it gets more, so you're out here in the open, in the prairie, of course, where these plants can really grow with sunlight and everything. As you get further down there, which I'll show in a little bit, to the Tecumseh Preserve Trail, that's where it gets a little bit more shaded on both sides with some more trees. And then it, like I said, it backs right up to the Little Miami, and then that's where it gets almost like a shaded woodland, or kind of like a mixed woods. And so that'd be pretty cool to see that. So yeah, keeping track of all the birds I'm seeing a little bit too. Like I said, I'm not really looking to photograph them here at this visit today, but it's still nice to kind of just see the overall ecosystem and what's going on in this place. So it's been pretty nice so far. So I'm gonna keep walking here, and I'll see if there's anything else to report back coming up here soon. All right, so I'm gonna be starting the Tecumseh Preserve Trail here in a moment. Like I said, it's like less than half a mile or something like that, so very, very small. But I just wanted to point out, obviously we've got some obvious, pretty clearly signed trails here. And the Blackfish Trail, actually, so it does a loop, takes you also around kind of closer to that white barn there. I probably will take that on the way back. I did see a couple kind of points of interest that I may photograph in terms of the wildflowers, at least over here. But and you know, we're gonna see how well it goes, I guess, with the preserve down here and everything, and see if there's any more milkweed or anything. As you can also hear, with amongst all the goldfinches I'm hearing and all that sort, I'm hearing a lot of daytime crickets. Probably hear them if I stop here. And I hear a cicada, like an annual cicada, way off in the distance as well. So yeah, a lot of activity, of course, you know, even if you can't see it due to like the size or the, I guess, coverage of it here in the trail here. But a lot of activity going on, so very nice to be out here. And I'm going to make my way on the preserve trail, and we'll see what we can find here. Well, I got some good news for you. I did find some milkweed, not too much here, as opposed to a few weeks past, but it's a very small amount. So I may do like a top-down photograph of it. I'd like to do like a side view, honestly, showing more of the stem, I think. But I'm going to keep looking along here on the preserve trail and see if I can find any. And then I just saw this just now before I hit record, but there is this invasive plant that it looks very thin and viney, and it kind of like wraps around and strangles, literally like essentially sucks the nutrients out of other vegetation around it. But like I said, very parasitic plant. But this is called orange dodder, D-O-D-D-E-R. As you can see, it's a kind of orangey. So yeah, it's basically spreading, and you can see it all the way out there too, hopefully. with it being kind of backlit, so it kind of makes it more illuminated. And there's a whole bunch over here in the shade as well, but this patch has just got, it's overgrown with it. And basically, like I said, just like very much sucks the life out of other plants and flowers and stuff, and basically kills them. So pretty wicked stuff, because it just, you see that and it looks like it's almost like kind of like a silly string or something, you know, very kind of orange and thin, but you know, it can do a great deal of damage. So I don't quite know the conservation status of it, or in terms of, like, I guess it's invasiveness, but I do see it a lot of, or have seen it rather, at some fens and wetlands and stuff, and apparently here now. So I did hear some common yellowthroat warblers as well, doing their witchetty call. They're much more, I think they like to hide a lot more, and it can be a little bit more elusive. Haven't seen any come out in the open from the prairie here, but they're definitely around, and definitely a bird that I feel like you often hear more than you see, that is. Okay, so I'm gonna keep going here. Got a little ways left behind me here, just a little, like, kind of a bridge that keeps it over a muddy section of the trail, and then all the way down there is where basically the turnaround is at the Little Miami River. So far no photographs, but I am hoping for the best. I have some ideas, and also with waiting with this kind of spotlight, hopefully I get some more clouds as well, and can diffuse the light, and that way I can wait for the better hours of daylight while I scout around here while it's in full sun. So hoping for the best with that. Alright, so I've reached the end of the trail here. You know, it's a very nice scenic view, I think, of the Little Miami River, which I've photographed along this thing and kayaked and hiked around, and, you know, it's all over this area, of course. You know, it's the first state scenic river that is in Ohio, and, you know, just kind of is a big part of the main waterways around here too. So, I kind of want to take some abstracts of the water and the reflection of the blue sky. Alright, so I took a couple images here using my 70-200 f4 lens, and so I got a couple both horizontal and vertical images of the Little Miami water here and the reflection. Even though it would have kind of made sense, I guess, for me to use a circular polarizer filter or some kind of polarizing effect on the images, I did no filter with this. Shooting handheld, kind of just standing straight up. I did do a couple of them where I did actually kind of kneel down lower, which obviously changed position of where I would see the reflections at. And just opted for f10 just because it's I don't need a front to back focus with this, but I know depth of field could be an issue with this, and I did kind of want the entire frame and image to be relatively sharp for what it is. And there's built-in image stabilization with this lens, this particular lens that is, so that kind of helped out here. And then I did about 500th of a second just to make sure it's not too slow. I wasn't really going for a motion blur effect with this image as well. And then auto ISO, which usually gave me something like ISO 800, because I am in relative shade right here. I mean, I know there's a spotlight on me right now producing shadows, but it was really dark, or it is really dark in this particular section of where the trail ends. And so, you know, trying to meter for that, I guess, would be a little bit more involved, considering how dark it is, besides the reflections. So I was merely just trying to make sure I don't blow out the highlights of the actual reflections and the blue, kind of white blue color that's coming through. So with also emphasizing that, of course. So I think that's it for that. Took a couple images here. I think I'm mostly happy with them. Now I'm going to try a few of the wildflowers, and I may stop and talk about maybe a couple of them as I go along, but I'm going to get to photographing now a lot more, I think, and less talking. So hopefully you bear with me here, and let's see if we can get some wildflower shots here. Alright, so I've gotten quite a few photos actually of the common yarrow in particular. I'm just trying out different angles with it, and immediately after doing the water at the Little Miami, I switched out lenses for this 50mm prime lens, that stops all the way down, I believe, to like 1.8. So, but I've been keeping it pretty open, wide open, that is, with the aperture. Not quite 1.8, but I've been doing about 7.1 to 8, somewhere around that range. And you know, just shooting handheld. It's such a small and compact lens that I don't have to really worry too much about camera shake or having like built-in image stabilization into the lens or camera. And so I've been doing about 500th of a second, keeping my elbows real tucked in here, nice and tight, I guess, and so that way I can get a nice image. And doing ISO, kind of varying a little bit, but doing right now about 250 ISO, even going as far as 400, but nothing quite higher than that, I would say. The sun is getting quite diffused with the light, the clouds kind of rolling in. Right at the moment, though, it looks like it's actually exiting a cloud bank. So, but yeah, got a lot of images of the yarrow, I would say, some of the milkweed as well. Shooting primarily in vertical for the orientation of the images themselves, and with shooting handheld and all that. But no filters other than that, and yeah, it's been pretty nice. But now I'm on the Blackfish Trail once again, completing the loop that goes right by the barn, right behind me here. And I think from here I'm just gonna take a couple more images of the you know, the gray-headed coneflower, you know, the bergamots. I see quite a few butterflies and red-winged blackbirds off in the distance in this prairie here. So pretty nice evening out, but I think I'm going to conclude the video here. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something as well, and you know, let me know what you think about doing some more citizen naturalist kind of observations in the field, as well as talking about camera settings and photography, that is. But you know, thanks so much for watching, everyone. This has been Great Council State Park. Until next time, make sure to get out here. Thank you.